Today we look at the options available for the Detroit Pistons in the first round of the NBA draft. If you haven't yet, please share and subscribe to help grow the channel, and I hope you enjoy the video. The Detroit Pistons won the NBA draft lottery in 2021 and ended up drafting Cade Cunningham. Fast forward a year later, and it looks like the Pistons have a young franchise player to build around. And as a 6'6" combo guard who can hold his own on both ends, it's a bit easier to find quality players to surround him with, and it gives the Pistons more options with their roster construction. In the 2022 draft lottery, they dropped down to the 5th pick in a draft that had higher hopes a year ago, but now it seems a bit underwhelming. Despite the Pistons not getting a top 3 spot, I still think they'll have some legit options on draft night, which includes moving towards the back of the lottery for future pieces and leveraging their own pieces to move up in the lottery. Today's video is powered by SeatGeek. Get $20 off any tickets sold using promo code AITRIGHT on the SeatGeek app or website. Let's start it off with Bennedict Mathurin out of Arizona. He has over a 95% chance he'll be available at number 5 if the Pistons decide to draft the 2022 Pac-12 Player of the Year, Pac-12 Tournament Most Outstanding Player, and consensus second-team All-American. Mathurin projects as an off-ball guard at the NBA level and capable of playing as a small ball forward in a couple of years. He measures at 6'6", 205 pounds, and has a 6'9" wingspan, which gives him a +3 on the index. He's currently 19 years old, and he'll be 20 by draft night. This past year at Arizona, he led the team to a 33-4 overall record, averaging 17.7 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Most of his offensive possessions came in transition, where he excelled, ranking in the 82nd percentile nationally. Mathurin was also good cutting to the basket and moving without the basketball, ranking in the 86th percentile. Arizona was able to get Mathurin back cutting aggressive guards and cutting off of post touches. Then he relied on his athletic ability to do the rest, finishing around the basket, using his agility and quick twitch to finish at the rim. He showed that by ranking in the 99th percentile in offensive rebound putbacks. He started the year shooting very well from deep, but cooled off towards the end. He still projects as an elite defender with his activity and high motor. The one thing I don't question is how hard he's going to go all the time, and those are the types who last in the league. He's also a good finisher in the paint with the ability to space the floor with his jump shot. He was best coming off screens, going to his left, ranking in the 91st percentile. Mathurin projects to go between the 5th and the 8th pick of the NBA draft lottery. Jaden Ivey out of Purdue had an incredible sophomore leap. I would say there's about a 65 to 70% chance he'll be available at the 5th pick if the Pistons decide to go his direction, wanting to complete the backcourt with Cade Cunningham. In his sophomore year, he was a first-team All-Big Ten and consensus second-team All-American. At the NBA level, Ivey projects as a combo guard, able to play on or off the basketball. He measures at 6'4", 195 pounds, and has a 6'10" wingspan, which is +6 on the index, and he's 20 years old. Ivey led Purdue to a 29-8 record, with 5 of their losses coming by 5 points or less. He averaged 17.3 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. 27.5% of his offensive possessions came via the pick and roll, ranking in the 84th percentile. Points generated from the pick and roll, including assists, was ranked in the 80th percentile in efficiency. When coming off the ball screen, turning the corner, and getting to the rim, he was rated in the 93rd percentile, delivering 1.364 points per possession. Coming off of handoffs, he is in the 89th percentile in efficiency, able to turn the corner and utilize his speed and explosiveness. The Pistons ranked 24th in the NBA in handoff scoring efficiency, while shooting only 37.4% from the floor in these situations. Ivey is explosive in transition and in space, extremely quick with the basketball. Personally, I don't see the overall Ja Morant comparison, but the way he attacks in space is pretty similar. He's good in isolation, efficient when creating for himself, especially when he gets into his ISO on the left side, where he ranked in the 100th percentile, which was good for 2nd in the entire country. The Pistons ranked dead last in the NBA in ISO efficiency. Ivey projects to go somewhere in the top 6. Keegan Murray out of Iowa had an incredible leap in his sophomore season too. I would say there's a 65 to 70% chance he'll be available at the 5th pick if the Pistons wanted to add some scoring and shooting at the wing position. He won the award for the top power forward in college basketball, consensus first team All-American, first team All-Big Ten, and was the Big Ten tournament MVP. Murray projects as a scoring wing in the NBA, measuring at 6'8", 215 pounds, with the 6'11 wingspan, which is +3 on the index. He is a bit older. He'll turn 22 years old this upcoming August 2022. Murray led Iowa to a 26-10 record in a Big Ten tournament championship. He averaged 23.5 points per game, which ranked 4th in Division I basketball, along with 8.7 rebounds. Murray scored 822 points and was still one of the more efficient players in the country, ranking in the 99th percentile nationally. He was lethal in transition, averaging over 1.5 points per possession on 73.1% shooting, which rated in the 97th percentile. In spot-up offense, he shot 40.8% with efficiency rated in the 85th percentile. When teams tried to put smaller defenders on him to try to slow him down, Keegan would abuse them down low. 15.8% of his offensive possessions came in post-up situations where he was ranked 9th in the country in efficiency. Transition, spot-ups, and post-ups accounted for over 50% of his offensive possessions. These are mostly off-the-ball concepts. Murray is a finisher, a versatile finisher. He doesn't always need the basketball, just players around him who want to create a bit and move the ball around and then let Murray do the rest. Murray is projected to go anywhere from the 3rd pick to the 7th pick. Shaedon Sharpe out of Canada is one of the biggest wildcard mysteries of this draft. It would say there is a 55 to 60% chance he'll be available at the 5th pick. He was originally in the 2022 recruiting class, reclassed in 2021 during the fall, went to Kentucky to sit and then come back the following year, but then he said that he's going to go to the NBA draft and not play for Calipari. Then there was some stuff about like, did he graduate now or last year? I don't know. Stuff happened. Looks like he's going to be eligible here. So despite never suiting up for the Wildcats, his talent, his upside, and his raw athleticism would pique the interest of any front office. He's 6'5", 200 pounds, has a 7-foot wingspan, which is +7 on the index. He's currently 18 years old and turns 19 at the end of May. I like winners. I like proven winners. Sharpe isn't a proven winner yet, and that's part of the mystery around him. How does he directly impact winning? How does he use his best attributes to get the win in a close game? We don't know yet. He hasn't really played in a year, but we do know his talent is undeniable. He has a prototype of a legit NBA off-ball guard, and he's crazy young, so his upside is still incredibly high. He's a tough shot maker from the three-point and mid-range. His handle is okay at best, so when he gets to the NBA, he'll need to do work with 3 dribbles or less early on. Incredible athlete. It was reported he had performed a 49-inch vertical, which would be the highest in NBA history. He was able to get 12 games graded on the EYBL circuit, and some of these metrics were pretty impressive. Despite not having a great handle, he was in the 85th percentile in isolation offensive efficiency, 88th percentile as the pick-and-roll ball handler, and number 1 in the EYBL in cutting to the basket. Now, these are against AAU teams, so I get it. It's not high major Division I defense, but you do see the potential. Sharpe is projected to go top 6 of this NBA draft. Overall, these 4 players are all good prospects, but the Pistons have a piece in Jeremy Grant, an NBA vet whose contract isn't that appealing to a Detroit team who has their eyes set on the future. Both the Kings and the Blazers would be interested in a player like him. If the Pistons see one of their top targets will be available at 5, don't bother trading up to the Kings. What they could do is a nice trade with the Blazers and could possibly get one of Sharpe, Murray, or Ivey, and then could grab Mathurin at the 7. Or they could gamble and go big with Mark Williams, who measured at 7'2" with the 9'9" standing reach, or a younger prospect in 18-year-old Jalen Duren. The Pistons could also leverage movement with OKC and get some future firsts by moving back to the 12 while keeping their 5 or 7 if they make a move with the Blazers. I don't think they should move up to the 4th pick unless they see one of Jabari Smith, Chet Holmgren, or Paolo Banchero dropping there, which can happen if one of the 3 teams take a swing at Murray, Sharpe, or Ivey in the top 3. Exciting times in Detroit. The Pistons are really in a nice spot to grab quality pieces in the first round of the 2022 NBA draft.
Can't guard me.